to the Plan Podcast. Michigan's elite political podcast is about to begin, live from the birthplace of the Republican Party. Let's gather under the oaks like our forefathers did. Now more than ever, it's time to stick to the plan.
Hello and good afternoon, guys. It's another Monday, and this is the Stick to the Plan podcast. Welcome, and I'm Kevin. As always, I'm here with Russ. How are we doing today, Russ?
I am doing pretty good, Kevin. I'm just looking at myself in the monitor. When I look down at the monitor, it looks like my eyes are closed.
Oh, well, then don't do that.
I know.
I'll fix it.
But, wow, chilly, windy, cold, blizzardy-like
Blustery. It's a
in
blustery
Jackson,
day.
Michigan today. The only thing we're lacking from what I call a real blizzard is a buttload of snow.
Yeah,
But they claimed
they dumped quite a bit of snow, though.
the criteria for a blizzard has been lessened from than when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like if it's over a certain wind in any amount of snow, there's this low criteria.
It's just like a wintry storm now.
Right. And yeah, a couple inches of snow that's blowing around. I had to drive from the grocery store. Whatever. It's winter in Michigan.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It wasn't like bad driving. Gotta be careful. But goddamn that wind.
Yeah, the wind is bad, real bad. I walking the dog this morning. It was like it hurt. It hurt my face. Why do I live where the air hurts my face?
I can't figure it out. I want to leave here really bad.
Yeah, but then I always think I don't know where I'm going to go.
I'm going to go somewhere where it's warmer and where the political climate is better. But
Yeah, but
I do have a feeling. I am not a meteorologist, but I can predict politics, I hope.
yeah, well,
No, I predict that in 2027, the political climate in Michigan is going to be much better.
I hope so. I mean, because it could either get much, much better or it could get much, much worse.
Oh.
Oh,
I don't know how it can get worse, but it can, because I've said that before.
it can. I mean, think about if the Democrats take the governor's office again and switch the House and the Senate and everything, we're fucked.
Oh, you will have to move.
Yeah.
They'd have to go Tennessee, Texas.
Mhm.
Florida would be an all right option, but it's hotter than hell in the summer.
Yeah.
Plus, it's getting expensive to go down to Florida to
Yeah.
buy the property. Property taxes are lower. You'd make it up in the long run. But finding housing down there is not simple anymore.
No.
Because everybody flocked down there because these blue states suck.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing is, like, how I don't do well in the heat. That's the only reason that I look at, like,
That would be a pickle.
yeah, Tennessee, and I mean Arkansas. I've thought about Arkansas, northern Arkansas.
You know what? Arkansas, I was on the Google machine checking that out. Arkansas isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, and property prices are pretty low.
Southern Tennessee, southwestern Tennessee are very viable options, but a lot of people are flocking to Tennessee too.
Yeah, it is
Carolinas, but Arkansas, I think that's people are overlooking the Arkansas.
Yeah, you get a job with the Walton, or the Sam Walton and the Walmart agency. That's where they're from. That's their corporate office is in Arkansas.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Is she the governor of Arkansas or Missouri? I think it's Arkansas.
Sounds right.
I like her.
Yeah, I don't dislike her. I don't, but I mean, it's their political climate is. I mean, it's shaky, but not as shaky as
it's not super red. It's just solid reddish.
Yeah. It's
Gosh, and that's all I asked for Michigan. Can we be normal?
This is normal. Can we just be normal? Not with Detroit.
Do you know? By the way, I'm surprised John Wilson ain't jumping on here with a surprise. The first of the year, the gas tax kicks in here in the great state of Michigan.
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked about that.
So I'm looking at gas prices last week. Where are they? $2.79, $2.69.
Yeah, right in there.
Now they're at $2.99, $2.89.
Oh.
I said, well, you go ahead and add that 16 cents or 20 cents or whatever the hell it is. All of a sudden, we're back up over $3 a gallon to fix the damn roads. And it's supposed to go to local roads. I'm a local politician. I don't think we're going to see it.
No, I don't think so either. I mean,
I don't think you're going to notice.
It's that classic every year they mention, hey, every politician, fix the road. We're going to fix the roads. And they never do. I think it's a bigger problem than what they make it.
I think John exposed that Jackson County will get $2.8 million in additional local road funding. And I addressed the county commission. I've talked to my commissioners.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah. It's just going to get absorbed into a machine. I'm not impressed with JDOT. Yeah. My favorite commissioner, Corey Kennedy, loves the JDOT, thinks it's the greatest thing ever. I think they suck. I've been around this county a long time, and our former road commission did a whole lot better job than what the JC Dot does now.
Yeah, I can agree with that for sure. It's back when it was Jackson County Road Commission, it seemed like things were a little better.
I don't know where the money came from. Now, listen, there's probably excuses and reasons that Corey would probably clearly explain to me why things are different now, and I don't disagree. I'm just telling you, things aren't good.
No, things, yeah.
And $2.8 million, if that's the number, it's something like that.
Yeah, no, it is.
I was like, okay, how's the townships going to get any of this? And they're going to focus on those so-called county roads. And I think some of our local roads are going to go untouched. And maybe it'll speed up. Okay, they're always working on these county roads. I guess it would speed that up, but we're not going to notice something right out the gate.
Well, I think what the big issue that we're having is, I've always said this, is there's always this finger pointing.
There it is.
Whose road is that, and then who's in charge?
I don't recall that.
I mean, neither until recently, and it's like, oh, well, this road's
to
crap.
talk to John about that. Yeah. Somebody older than me, someone old that remembers.
Yeah.
There never used to be a distinction between. All right, there's always been a distinction between city roads and out county roads. The city gets their own Act 51 money and maintain their own roads. Not very well, by the way.
No.
But they get their own source of funding. The county gets Act 51 money, plus, I guess, others. And then it's used to trickle down to the townships, and they just fixed all roads, plowed all roads, did whatever. And then it's been in the last dozen years, they come up with the term township roads and county roads.
Yeah. And
I thought they were all county roads. I don't know when this got created. I think it's always been there. They're just now using it.
I think because maybe the money's dried up, so that, I mean, or it's not being allocated correctly.
It's not dried up. They're just not getting enough.
Yeah. Prices are out of control on it. I mean, in every aspect.
The longer you wait, the higher the cost to fix a road is.
Yeah. I mean, John's all about the mill and pave, which I agree.
And it's temporary, but
that's the problem. It's temporary. So, all right, well, they don't think 5 years down the line, when that road's all screwed up again, they don't even have the money to mill and pave it.
Because you spent all your money mill and pave and everything.
Exactly.
It's a big, terrible circle. I don't have the solution.
No.
I do know this. Other counties, I've been to counties where the roads are worse, but I've been to many counties where the roads are better than Jackson County.
Washtenaw is a great example.
Yeah. Now, by the way, I just watched a video while I was talking to your Uncle Matt. He lives in Dexter. He told me his property taxes. Oh, it's not pretty, dude.
Oh, I bet.
I'm not going to bust him out and tell him the number, but it was shocking.
Yeah.
And then just by coincidence, last night I watched a video of property taxes in Michigan versus property taxes in Florida. But when they referenced Michigan, they referenced Washtenaw County. Washtenaw County has the highest property tax rate in the state, above Kent County and Oakland County.
Really?
It must be millages and everything that those crazy people keep passing. I don't know. Now, your Uncle Matt has a good, beautiful home.
Yeah.
Right? Has a good point. There's goods and bad. he loves the fact that the value of his home
Oh yeah,
is huge,
substantially higher than
like
he inherited it,
valued more than anything he could have ever dreamt.
Oh yeah,
but then you got paid the property tax on that value, and there is a cap because it's homestead, but that cap. So, that leads right into Axe My Tax.
right.
I've said all along, we need to get our arms around property tax or the elimination of property tax, but we can't just pull the plug altogether like Axe My Tax wants to do. There has to be a delicate balance in order to do so.
Yeah, and then right now that's that whole goal without a plan is a wish.
We should play that video. It's it's a classic.
That's
That
a good one.
is a classic. I posted that clip 50 times.
Oh yeah, it's a good one though. It's funny that I've been saying that for
You
months.
loved it when he said that. I heard you laughing in the back.
Well, because I've said that in my private life. And unfortunately, that the goal a lot of times accidentally they Mr. Magoo themselves into that goal.
What is it? With a plan? Wait,
A goal without a plan.
a goal with a plan is just a wish.
Yeah. Like I want $1 million. How am I going to get it? I don't know.
Wish.
You wish in one hand, shit in the
If
other.
you ain't
See
got
which
a
one
plan.
fills.
It's just a wish.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Wilk.
I was wondering who that. Yeah, it was Matt Wilk.
I like the Matt Wilk. I went over to the Plymouth Canton fundraising event, membership event.
Mhm.
Right after that show, went over there. That had a great time. Beautiful facility. Them guys, it was like $40. Most of these events are 100. I found out why. There was Coney Island over that way. He paid for all the food.
Ooh.
Free food to fundraise for a political organization. I'm thinking Jackson needs to step up. One of these people. Now, you don't have to really find a restaurant to pay supply. You got to find a sponsor to have a fundraising event.
Yeah.
But I was wondering why it was only $40. So they're usually 100
Mhm.
because this Coney Island. Now, they didn't serve Coney Islands.
Oh.
They're Greek. They serve some Greek cuisine.
Hey, I'm down.
Little on the rich side, but it was delicious.
Yeah, I'm down with Greek food. I love Greek food.
Patty P, who's in partnership with that whole group, she's Greek. It's probably a relative or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they're all related.
Yeah. So it had Greek cuisine because I'll tell you what, you go to these Lincoln Day dinners and stuff like that, the food gets to be same old.
Yeah, it's cafeteria food after a while.
It's all good, but you're like, mystery chicken, mystery beef, green beans with fake bacon in it. How they do.
Well,
and the desserts are always delicious.
Yeah, stuff that they can feed a lot of people. It's buffet food.
Buffet-ish, yeah. That was a different twist. But since we're on Axe My Tax, so they're still circulating petitions, Kevin.
Yeah, I saw that.
For every day that they circulate past the 180 days, they have to take a day off the front end.
Yeah.
So they started in mid-April, I guess.
Okay.
When it was nicer. And now we're deep into winter. They didn't have, when the 180 days come out, they didn't have signatures. So you keep collecting. But every day you go past 180, you got to take it off the front end.
Okay.
So there's no way they're collecting more signatures this time of year than they did back in April,
May, June.
And we're a good month, 6 weeks into peeling off the front end. So they're spinning their wheels.
Yeah.
And still collecting. I'm waiting any time for them to say, oh, sorry, we'll come back and try again in a year.
Well, and that right there is the exact issue that we've talked about before, is that now you're wasting canvassers.
You are, and these people are
Resources.
so dedicated and loyal to that initiative. You got to love them for it.
But how long do we have to love them for it?
I think lots have fallen off. I do monitor their Facebook page, and there's less and less activity on the Facebook page, if that's any indication that things aren't probably going well. Now, the founder of Axe My Tax, Carl Wagner, she's still a governor for candidate for governor. And she's circulating. I bet you she don't make it, but yeah, good for her.
Yeah, I saw something posting about waiting for other petitions to come in or something. She had posted, and there was a picture of a big old stack of petitions. But
those are Axe My Tax ones. But
yeah,
that's easily deceived. I can show you a stack of petitions.
Yeah, exactly.
Right here in the neighboring
that and how many of those are, no longer are past 180 days?
Right. You're peeling off the front end from April and May, and you're trying to collect in November, now December, and now we're going into January, and you see the weather out there today.
Yeah.
Unless you're at finding shows is difficult. Gun shows pop up in January. The boat shows pop up, handful of them, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And you can pay or go to those and circulate, but it's nothing to the level of summertime events. There's so many events in Jackson, for example, starting in May, that you can't even go to them all.
Right.
And you could set up shop at those and collect signatures, but those opportunities don't exist. So they've got to be spinning the wheels.
Yeah. At this point, it's like, it's just it's almost stupid because they're fighting again. They're wasting resources.
Chris Long, grassroots vice chair, months ago, was like, we could use those circulators as door knockers for Republican candidates. Carl has made it clear, and people in their group, they never had intentions to knock as a huge hole for any candidates. They were just dedicated Axe My Tax. It doesn't necessarily mean they were active Republicans.
Yeah.
But if we could have picked up 10% of them, any amount helps. It reminds me, all right, I'm just going to say it. You and I took a trip to Grand Rapids Saturday, a new podcast being launched, and we were part of that. I guess I'll be careful.
Yeah.
we were part of that, and it was interesting. But a number came up about how many volunteers are there. It was like 5,000.
Yeah.
And we have 1 million something doors to knock.
Yeah.
Rusty brought that up, the Kent County chair, didn't he? Or did Lance Griffin?
But I think it was Rusty. I think Rusty was the one that brought it up.
Yeah. It was a staggering amount of lack of volunteers that we have lined up to knock doors for Republican candidates. And if you break it down, you're never going to be able to get them all. If you're chasing the low propensity voters, it's sad. We need volunteers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean the 10X vote site that's supposed to be up soon. I mean that's going to help and stuff like that. But it's going to be continually be a problem
if you can chase those low propensity voters. Okay. So 10X votes is designed for you to snoop on your neighbors, friends, and family. Find 10 of them that are low propensity voters and call them up or go to their house. Say, hey, come on, we really need you to vote, man. This is important. But it's also, they're trying to set it up to candidates and door knockers can use it, make walk lists. And you can have all the data in the world. If you don't have the human resources to go out and chase that data, what do you have?
Yeah,
you have data, no people to chase the data.
Well, it goes back into when we were speaking with like Amanda Love and all them, and every Secretary of State they talk about the voter roll and how that's wrong. And the thing is, that's all that stuff is based off a voter roll.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of issues. I think 10X votes. I think it's a great program. It's great on paper. But it's got to work.
Now, though, if you do the simple math that Lance from 10X Votes does, if me and my wife each chase 10, and then your neighbors chase 10, and Kevin, you do 10, those numbers add up. And if now those 10 that you do contact, not all 10 are still going to vote.
Exactly. Yeah. Are you going to like hold their hand and walk them to the polls?
If you got 8, 7, but the numbers, I see it. I love 10X votes.
Yeah, it's a great idea,
and it's free.
Yeah,
and just to let everybody know, 10X votes. We've had several presentations here at the Jackson GOP. We'll have more. It's free, and it's not for political. It's for anybody.
Yeah,
neighbors, friends, anybody. You just log at 10xvotes.com, push Michigan, and it'll tell you what neighbors, friends. You go in by address where cousin Benny lives, and by God, he hasn't voted.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was cool, and I'm sure that That was probably cost somebody a lot of money. The Drews or whoever invested in that.
Yeah, whatever investors. Yeah, it was not a cheap website.
And they're having their issues. He tells me it's up and running.
I just checked it today, and it says that when you type your email, at least you can get to the point where you put your email address in, and they said that they will contact you via email when the app is up and running.
Oh, so they're on some maintenance to enhance it.
Yeah.
So. First of the year, I'm thinking it. That's
I'm sure.
There we go. But 10xvotes.com.
Yeah.
We like the Lance. We're going to embrace it here in Jackson.
Yeah. I why wouldn't you? I mean, it's free.
You'd be an idiot. I was talking to the chair of Oakland County, and they got way more money than Jackson County does. And by the way, you heard that Kent County has way more money than Jackson.
Oh, they got a lot of money.
But Oakland pays $10,000 a year for a door knock app, i360. $10,000. Where 10x votes is free. So why are you going to pay for an app? Sometimes having money makes you do dumb things.
Well, I mean, also you also the whole like is anything free really worth it? I mean, if you pay for it, at least you can complain about it.
True. If you pay $10,000 and it ain't working,
you call somebody and be like, "Hey, why ain't this working?"
Right? How can you pay the free or yell at the free organization?
I'm sure they get yelled at a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we have no structure today, no guest.
No.
Kevin, I kept thinking over the weekend who can get it for a guest. And I had some ideas, and I said, I don't want to do it.
No, sometimes it's nice not to have anybody because I mean it is a little bit of pressure, and
we're in the holidays too, so
yeah. No, well, I mean, in the last couple of years that we've actually taken this time off.
We have. I did think, who's off right now? I think our state senators and our state house reps. I could have got Kathy or maybe got Jonathan over here, one of them. And I thought about reaching out to Kathy, getting her out here. And
we've never had Kathy.
I don't want to do it.
We've never had Kathy on, have we?
We did during her campaign.
Oh, okay.
Two summers ago.
I remember
out here. We're out here in the big room.
Yep, I remember now. Yep,
yeah, we were set up in the big room there for a while.
Yeah, that's where it all started.
Well, it started downstairs.
Well, it all started when but
then we got permanent in the big room.
It all started up here.
Yeah.
With a backdrop, yeah.
Yeah, back in Trump Force 47 days. So, by the way, the Jackson GOP headquarters looks wonderful.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. I just checked it out myself.
We moved a lot of things around. We have a huge area, like a lounge area where you can watch TV, have meetings, stand-up table area, euchre parties, hang out. Yeah. Looks like a coffee shop.
It looks like a good place to take a nap.
It looks like, you know what? The wife's off for 5 days next week. Just hang out up here, got coffee, eat DoorDash, yummy food, or just run downtown.
Yeah, whatever. It's right there.
It's really cool. It looks great up here. We had all those cubicles in that big section, and when they busted them down, Chris, our chief of staff, is like, these would make good tables. And so we bought lags for them and made tables.
And they look good.
And it was quite a little bit cheaper than buying tables.
Oh, I bet.
And they're sturdy. They're good-looking, sturdy tables. Looks great over here. We're looking forward to using. And then they took our old conference room and moved the statue of Lincoln out and moved the conference table over in the corner. And they're putting up a whiteboard. And we have a portable TV that you can do presentations in whatever location in this 10,000 square feet you want. You move it around. But we did that in preparation of the Mike Rogers campaign arriving here mid-January. They needed a bigger area. And so we gave them our conference room. But prior to that, we were considering we're wasting space with that huge area. And so it was kind of on our mind anyhow. And so when the Rogers campaign needed that space, we gave it up to them.
Yeah, and I think it looks better over there anyway. I mean, it looks beautiful over there. Really.
You know what was wrong with the conference room? Like coffee was over there and stuff. People didn't know. If you put the food over there, no one would eat. No one goes make coffee. I said, I want the coffee maker and the beverages right where people can see them.
Yeah.
Help themselves, hang out, have a good time.
Yeah, I knew where it was, and I knew I could. I never went over there.
It was such a cool room.
Yeah, it is a cool room.
It is a cool room. Full of windows. Yeah. Looks out over downtown.
Yeah. If it we talked about that for the studio, but the windows were the problem.
That would have been a problem. We
Yeah.
couldn't have a studio over there, could we?
We could, but it would be tough just because of the lighting.
The sun was shining in.
Yeah, and it does like to shine in those windows pretty heavy. So
yeah. By the way, it's cold in those big offices with all those windows.
oh yeah, I
Got to
bet.
put a space heater in over there.
Yeah.
And then in the summer, when that sun's beating in, it gets a little warm. So those Rogers guys really don't know what they're in for.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other places in this area to do work.
Yeah.
They're renting the whole area.
Yeah.
If you rent from us, you get it all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've
You even get a podcast room.
yeah, I've always been welcome pretty much to go wherever I wanted to go.
I hope they use the studio.
Yeah, I do. Me too. Absolutely.
I think they'd be idiots if they didn't.
Yeah, they'd be stupid if they did it. I mean,
It could have been a selling point.
see, the thing is like I've been fighting that battle where people still aren't embracing the podcast idea as much as I think they should. And I like to maybe,
Or it's easy to podcast on your own.
yeah, but not at the quality.
That's bullshit.
I mean, you can have crap quality.
Yeah, all you can do is do a video and throw it up on something.
Yeah, we could do this show from my phone.
Right.
But I mean, you're not going to have decent microphones. And
I think politically, why the political organizations haven't jumped on yet is one, yes, campaigns are up and running.
mm-hmm.
We know that. But none of them really live in Jackson, so they live in Detroit area, Ann Arbor.
Right.
And once they...
Well, they're not using there's studios in Detroit and Ann Arbor, too, and
they're not using them either. Yeah, there isn't.
I think it's an age thing.
I was talking to your Uncle Matt yesterday over Christmas. By the way, I asked if you wanted to
Yeah,
go,
I was sleeping. I was sleeping. I missed it.
But he goes, he didn't even know what a podcast was.
He did. That's the thing. People know what they are. They just don't know they know.
He didn't realize that because he watches YouTube videos, he doesn't understand that some of them were podcasts.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are still we're living in that whole radio, television ads, things like that, and but the thing is, they don't realize how much podcasts they're actually consuming.
Problem is there's so many streamers.
Yeah.
So to say, hey, you got to know of Stick to the Plan podcast to even jump on. There's literally thousands of political podcasts to choose from, and we're not Joe Rogan.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that, I mean, eventually, there's a lot of podcasts out there. I mean, 5 million active podcasts last I checked on Google. And then
you get your fired Fox News guys like Tucker Carlson and Glenn Beck and all those guys. They've got their podcasts. Yeah. I like Glenn Beck a lot.
Well, both Glenn Beck and Tucker, they dumped so much money into their own network.
That and Megyn Kelly.
Yep.
Kelly. She's smoking hot. I think she's my age or near it.
Got to be close.
Oh man, Megyn Kelly.
But yeah, like the Tucker Carlson, that's his whole network.
Sure.
And then
Glenn Beck.
Glenn Beck is Blaze.
I think that
Blaze. I think is Glenn
and
Beck.
That's his organization.
Yeah.
Glenn Beck's got the perfect microphone.
Well, he's a radio guy.
He is a radio guy, and I think that's very important to him because, by the way, he uses them super duper expensive microphones, and they're different designs, and he's always adjusting. You know,
he has the original golden microphone from the Rush Limbaugh show. Rush Limbaugh studio.
That would be so awesome.
He doesn't use it, but he has it. He has it up at his studio.
I would use that every day.
I don't think he does.
No, I don't think he does.
He's got to be behind glass.
It says GB on it.
Yeah,
or white or something.
Yeah.
He throws out a lot of 10 or 15-minute clips.
Yeah.
On Facebook, you catch him and stuff. I don't subscribe or anything.
No, well, Glenn Beck gets fed into a lot of people's algorithms pretty heavily.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Same thing with Tucker, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you
everybody's mad at Tucker right now.
Well, it's always back and forth with Tucker.
You love him or you hate him.
Yeah.
I don't feed into it either way. I enjoy Tucker Carlson interviews. I don't care who he's interviewing.
No, I even the people that I disagree with or don't really like, he's a good interviewer. And the thing is, he's gotten so much better now that he's independent because he's unbridled.
I'm sure he's educated in it.
Oh yeah,
I know he's educated. But he has a natural ability to have a conversation and ask questions that others wouldn't think of.
And he's not afraid to ask it.
Isn't it weird? And he does it in his Tucker Carlson kind of nice boy way. In a way. But I've seen him be a dick too.
Well, and that's what I love about him is he has also a way of being a dick, but also coming across like he's not. It's very passive aggressive sometimes.
Yeah.
And he's a master of it.
Yeah.
I
think he's better at interviewing. Well, Glenn Beck don't do a lot of interviewing.
No.
Glenn Beck is a commentary. Him and his producer.
Yeah.
They're, now that I think about it, he's done interviews, but he ain't an interviewer.
Well, that's why he's got other
Tucker
people.
is an interviewer.
Yeah, we all forget Tucker came from MSNBC.
Yeah, he did.
Before Fox.
So that's just like Rush. He wasn't an interviewer. He was a commentator.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was The Voice.
It was The Voice.
It was old school radio guys.
Old school radio.
Yep.
Commentating is hard. You do it all the time.
Yeah, that's technically that's what my show is.
You get up to use the bathroom or go do something, leave me here for 10 minutes, and I'm
it's rough.
It's hard to figure out what to say. I patch it together.
Yeah, you do. That's why I always try to leave you at a good spot.
Yeah,
but,
I can rattle on about something.
But my show, if I didn't have the videos that I play and the stuff I cover, I don't know what I talk about.
So you often do 2-hour shows,
3 hours in the morning.
If you didn't have the videos, what would you talk about? You and the dog and your cup of coffee.
I mean, I've been getting to the point where I've been doing the first hour almost all commentary, but it's like interacting with the chat. And now I have Friday. That helps. That helps, kind of bouncing off. But then it gets to a lull, and you got to throw something up. And then
sometimes she don't feed a lot to you. Sometimes she's on, and then other times it's like she's not there.
Sometimes it's too much. I have to remind her all the time, like, Friday, you're acting like a woman, because she'll tell women stories where she'll tell me way too much information. And I'm like, I don't care.
Maybe she's in the middle of shooting fireworks.
Yeah, probably.
We won't go into that.
No, that's a whole different conversation.
That was guys talking prior to the show.
That was some locker room talk.
Yeah,
that was very locker room talk.
We would get sued into big trouble.
Yeah.
No, we wouldn't.
Can't get blood from a turnip.
Most people that know me and watch this show pretty much know behind the scenes how I kind of am.
Yeah. That's
although Kevin, the shit talking you and I can do, a lot of people, unless you're related and know us well, don't know how raunchy we can be.
Yeah, they I don't think they're ready for it.
They're not ready for it.
What's funny is that I noticed that over Christmas with that side of the family. They know me. They've been around me my whole life. But when I say things, they're still like, what the?
I've learned with my, if you call it that, professional role. My role is as a chairman of a county party, a township trustee, mostly within the party, though, because I've done that longer. They don't get my sense of humor a lot. And it wouldn't be raunchy. But something will happen, and I'll make a joke, kind of like a Seinfeld type joke.
Yeah.
And they'll look at me, and sometimes they think I'm serious. And and people that I think should know my sense of humor don't yet. And then others do. They're like, it's just Ross. And I'm sure it's turned into corny daddish jokes in my 80s.
Well, I mean, I do the same thing. I understand.
Yeah. Listen, just because you're a county chair doesn't mean you're always serious. You can make light of a serious situation.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you throw a little one-liner in there just to,
Yeah, sometimes you got to lighten the mood a little. Not that we're not taking a thing serious, but,
right.
But I think that's our defense mechanism.
Maybe it is.
When people yell at me, like are mad at me and yell at me, I have a tendency to laugh.
Oh,
and it really pisses people off. But
Kevin gets laughing. Watch out.
Yeah, I laugh because I'm uncomfortable, and I always default to humor in some way.
I usually
make a fireworks joke or something.
I usually say something off the cuff that more than likely the person that I'm mad at is like, "What did he say?"
Yeah. Well, you're still mad at him, and then you walk away, and you're like, "What
did that guy say?"
Matt had a boss that told him, he's like, Matt, if I paid you for your wit, I wouldn't be able to afford
Matt's got
you.
a great wit.
Oh, he's quick.
He's got a great wit.
I'm pretty quick
and
with
he's got
stuff.
a good analogy wit.
Yeah, he's good at it.
Like something happens society, like he'll have a wit with analogy to it where you're like, he's got a good point on that one.
He's the classic everyday guy, though. He's not big into politics. He's not big into the news. He kind of follows
just life.
what I pretty much. He asked me a lot of questions, but
well, his humor does springboard off yours, but it's a different humor.
Yeah. His life experience, and he, tradesman jokes, But yeah, he's a quick one. Dougie's the same way.
Dougie
can be hilarious.
I have my son Dougie, everybody, Kevin's brother, who we haven't seen in quite a long time.
I tried to call him the other day.
I have never laughed so hard in my life than with my middle son Dougie.
He's such a goofy motherfucker.
To where your gut is busting, and,
yeah,
and we're all crying tears. Not always, but if we all got on a roll or got him,
all of us together is a situation.
Whoa. And unbelievable, but he's got an infectious laugh to him that would make you laugh even more.
Yeah, I think Tucker, actually, bringing it back to Tucker, he had the same thing. He's got that goofy laugh, though, and it makes you laugh.
So, what about Vice Chair Chris Long's laugh?
Oh, it would drive me nuts if I was chasing that laugh live, like on the podcast. It would drive me nuts.
Rusty, the chair of Kent County, likes the laugh.
Yeah.
Me, I was in between. I could do with it or do with. I could probably do without it better. You were like, I can't do that.
It was. I looked at it from just a producer standpoint, I guess, and it's like, I'm glad you're recording so you can smooth that out, because if you did that live, I'd be chasing the game all day.
He's very controversial. I got to tell you, often things that he'll say online, I would never say him that way, and I would suggest no one else or even him to do that. But he's not normally wrong.
Right.
That's what I think gets people fired up. And you know what group I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right now, John Smith's madder than hell at him over a Mimi post, and I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, in the long run. Yeah.
John doesn't stay mad. But yeah, he knows how to get a reaction out of it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, could be good or bad.
Yeah.
I mean, especially for his role.
Yeah. No, when the phone rings and it's him, sometimes I consider not picking it up. I'm like, I don't have time for this shit right now.
Leave a voicemail.
Normally, I do pick up. He's exhausting.
Yeah. I noticed that a little bit, and the big thing I noticed is when he says things, even if they are controversial, he says them with his chest. He doesn't back off from it.
It's true. He's very passionate.
And when he says it, you can tell he means it.
And he says it tough guyish, and he's not a tough guy.
And loud. He's loud.
And he is loud.
He says it loud, which isn't always.
I'm going to bring up today something that's been on my mind politically that I've stayed out of. And, he's been a guest on our show, and he's a candidate for governor, and that's Anthony Hudson. Mm-hmm. And Anthony Hudson has been extremely controversial lately with certain elements of not only the Republican Party, but people in general, whether he's not only worthy of being a governor, a candidate, a person, the character assassination, all kinds of stuff, a lot of stuff that I don't care about.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care about his divorces, and I don't care if he's estranged from his children or anything. Those things don't concern me. It does others. And I get why. You're running for governor. And this is hard to put down. I wrote some dates down, Kevin, just so I could put this together. Something happened between me and Anthony that I think exposes a bit of, God, am I going to use the word fraud when it comes to the Dearborn protest that he did?
And we talked about this on our way home from Grand Rapids, where his name has come up in my little corner of the internet of people that are nothing related to anything,
right, not
politics,
political.
And but it just came up. Oh yeah, he's running for governor of Michigan, and then it came up, and it coincided exactly with what you told me,
Kevin. I'll start with this. I told you this a long time ago. Anthony Hudson is the type of guy that if I sat next to him on a bar stool in a bar, I wouldn't mind hanging out with him a few hours and having a few beers.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't want to do it every day.
No. You're not going to invite him over to have beers at your house.
But
either.
he looks like an all right guy to hang out with.
All right.
Listen, you and I have hung out with worse.
Oh, God knows that.
Ever hang out with Fireball Steve for a few hours?
Boy.
But anyways.
Corey Smith.
Oh, jeez. You got to be in Corey Smith mode.
Yeah.
To even be near there. I miss Corey Smith. But anyways,
Yeah, best times, worst of times.
Back to Anthony, candidate for governor in Michigan. Yes. Now, there is a Facebook group out there, I don't know, might be a month old or so, called Exposing Anthony Hudson. And I monitor it. I have not commented, posted anything. A lot of it, like I said, are the things that I don't really care about. But some disturbing things has happened. And what happened is these people are calling him out on some bullshit. And then out of the blue, he'll comment in, one, threatening to sue them for defamation. Two, I don't know if he's intoxicated. He claims that somebody else got a hold of his account talking about having sex with people's mothers and just real tough guy stuff, just really obnoxious out of the blue. And to the point to where I'm reading the comments and I'm like, well, there's a lot to Anthony Hudson that I've been exposed to, but this right here almost doesn't sound like Anthony. And then now they're claiming that someone else had his account. Maybe not. I don't know. But I'm going to try to tie this all in together on my perspective. So he did a small march in Dearborn, Michigan. His plan was originally to protest Muslims, Sharia law Muslim.
Yeah.
In Kevin, I'll tell you this. I know some Muslim people in the party, and I like them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should trust Muslims or not. My instincts with the people that I am familiar with, I'm like, they're pretty cool. I'm all right with this.
Yeah, well, there's extremists and there's extremist Catholics.
There's extremist Christians.
Yeah, I mean, that's
and I think that's where they're at. I don't think all Muslims are out to jihad us.
No.
Right? Maybe they are. I don't know. I'm just telling my Muslim friends, the few that I do know in politics, I love you guys, but I'm being careful as I maneuver around this because I don't know everything here. But so anyways, Anthony sets a date. I wrote it down here. November 18th.
Okay.
He was in Dearborn to March. Days leading to that, the weeks leading into his announcement that he was going to do that, there was a lot of pushback. So he found himself in Dearborn days before the so-called march, getting to know the Muslim community. And he made an announcement before the 18th March, right in the mosque. Hey, I was wrong. These people are all right. They're not out to get us, blah, blah, blah. And then the 18th came in, by the way, it wasn't that well attended.
Yeah.
But it was there. The 18th come. He's on one side of the road with this peaceful march. And across the road was this guy named Jake Lang, who I'd never heard of before. Jake Lang is extremely outspoken about Muslims. And
he's a bit of a butthole.
He's over there spanking the Quran with bacon and doing all this stuff. Separate from Anthony Hudson. Now, these Muslims on the side of the road with Anthony Hudson were like, all right, dude, why are you here? Are you a bad guy or what? Well, anyways, this bus pulls up with an Anthony Hudson rap on it. And they're like, oh, my God, that's you. And Anthony's like, that's not my bus.
You're right.
They're tricking you. That's not my bus. And Jake Lang gets off it and spray paints on it and does all their shit across the road, creating hate and discontent.
Yeah.
That's not me. And you're like, wow, that's crazy. Jake Lang went this far to portray you. Your brain's trying to match it all together.
Thousands of dollars to wrap an RV and
right. So this is what's bothered me, and I want to talk about today. The Jackson GOP had a Lincoln Day dinner on October 25th. And the guest speakers were the candidates for governor.
Yeah.
And they were all here except for John James. So what is that? 5 of them?
5, yeah.
5 were here, including Anthony Hudson. And it was a great event. All of them spoke. All of them. Carla Wagner, Tom Leonard, Eric Nesbitt, Mike Cox. They were all here, right? And let me back up. Weeks prior to that, when I got to know Anthony Hudson, Anthony does a lot of social media, and that's how he's got known. He does good social media. Yeah. He's a good presenter.
Yeah.
He knows how to rile people up and get them going. And so leading into that Lincoln Day dinner, I said to him, Anthony, do you do your own social media or do you have a team that does this? Because he does great at it.
Yeah.
I do it all myself, Russ. Oh, okay, cool.
I think he said that on our show. Either that or before the show, before we went live, maybe. But he said it to me.
And I was like, good for you.
Yeah, heck yeah.
That's the way anybody even knows him is his social media, right? He's done good. I moved on in life. So Lincoln Day dinner comes. And the very next day after the Lincoln Day dinner, Anthony Hudson calls me and says, Russ, I had a room at the Marriott in Jackson, Courtyard Marriott, and I left my jacket, my sports jacket. Can you go pick it up for me? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I went over and picked up the damn jacket.
All right.
It was a mess. Kind of a funny story behind that. But I go over and pick up the jacket. And I bring it to the Jackson GOP headquarters. And it sits here for a week or two. I looked back in my phone to try to determine when he called or texted to pick up this jacket. It was like a week or two after October 25th. It's funny. I don't have it in my phone. I've often wondered if he has different phone numbers because I've texted him and called him before and then had him call me on a different number.
I have his card at home.
I have his number where I've talked to him.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I'm just curious what number's on his card that he gave me.
I haven't been able to determine what the hell's going on with that.
Yeah.
Hey, Russ, I'm going to slide through and pick up the jacket. So I don't know the date on that. So it's somewhere a couple weeks after the 25th, and it's way before the November 18th protest or march in Dearborn. Yeah, okay, meet me at the GOP office. Now, the GOP office is located in a large office complex in downtown Jackson, and there's a big parking lot. And as I pulled up, he pulled up, and he's got a nice pickup truck, and it's in a wrap, Anthony Hudson for governor.
Right.
And I'd seen it before. And when I get out of the car, hey, Tony, how you doing? I said, man, I like your wrap. That looks good. And he tells me this story, Kevin, to where he's got an RV and that it's in getting a wrap on it right now, and that he was going to start touring on the campaign in his motorhome with this wrap. And I'm like, wow, that's a great idea, Anthony. That's awesome. Love it, man.
Yeah.
You know, no one else is doing that.
No.
I remember Tudor Dixon doing that.
Yeah.
All right.
Ben Carson.
That's right. But I'm like, great idea. I'm like, this Anthony guy, although I'm not supporting him, he's doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Pretty creative. We come upstairs here to the GOP office and to get the jacket, and he's hanging out. He's got a little time to kill. And he tells me, this wasn't even announced. He tells me that him and his biker buddies, so he's got some biker buddies. We did an event here right after Charlie Kirk got shot. We did an event in Jackson, and he came with one or two biker guys as security. I don't blame the guy. You know, there's nut jobs. But he says, yeah, me and my biker buddies, we're going to go down and we're going to march in Dearborn against the Sharia law and all this. And I looked at him, I go, I think that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, I don't see where that benefits anyone.
What do you mean? Well, I've got just as much right as anybody to be in Dearborn and peacefully protest. If they give me problems, I got my biker buddies.
Yeah.
Right?
There's your problem.
And I'm like, no, that's a bad idea, Tony. I says, Trump chipped away at the Muslim vote.
Yeah.
And I kind of went into the big tent. It's a numbers game. Not a long conversation, Kevin. I didn't care. That's his problem. Let him go to Dearborn.
Yeah.
I'm not going.
Yeah.
Okay. So he announces this to me personally weeks before he announces he's going to Dearborn. And then a week or two later, he puts out on social media or makes the announcement that he's going to Dearborn to march. And then what I talked about previous in this conversation, there was pushback. He arrives a few days earlier he gets to know the Muslim community or a couple of clerics there, whatever the hell you call them. And hey, they're not that bad. And then the 18th comes, he's there for this peaceful march with some of his buddies. I really didn't notice any bikers or anything, but there's a lot of Muslims on his side of the street asking him a lot of questions. And then that bus pulls up with the rap on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I remember thinking, I remember he told me about this rap.
Yeah.
And then he says on video, that's not me. That's not mine. Oh my God. Jake Lang's portraying me on this bus. And I'm like, wait a minute. He just told me a few weeks ago that he's going to be rapping a motorhome.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bus, but a motorhome.
Right.
That seems suspicious.
A little bit.
I put it on a shelf. I don't care. That's his problem. Right? So then I jump on this Facebook page, Exposing Anthony Hudson, and keeping track of all that minutia of crap that doesn't need to be anywhere. It's been horrible. And then, but anyways, he puts out some videos that he's had some death threats, whatever. He's armed in a video, I dare you to come, whatever. And then I think he does a video every day.
Probably.
But one of the videos he talks about how Jake Lang or something, how that came up with the Muslim. He goes, I don't own a motorhome or a bus. He told me weeks before that he owned a motorhome and he was going to wrap it in an Anthony Hudson wrap and tour the state. At the same day, he tells me how he's going to Dearborn to march. Something shitty.
Yeah, it's too many. There are no coincidences, really. I mean, especially in that world, it's too.
Kevin, I've told you, I've told a couple of members. I wasn't going to talk about this on the podcast, but kind of it's been bugging me.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, the big thing is we got to look at, and I'll say it, I know it hasn't been said, I don't think that he really has that much of a chance.
Oh, he has zero chance.
I don't think he's good. I don't think he's going to be the.
He is. I don't think he'll get the signature.
I don't think he'll get through primary.
He's got to April 14th to get the signatures to even get on the ballot, and I don't see that happening. And if he did make it to the ballot, he's not going to beat John James.
No.
Or any of their other candidates.
Yeah, I mean, the name recognition. Plus, it doesn't matter. Even if this is all, even if he's 100% truthful and this isn't, it doesn't matter. His name's now attached to it.
So, this is my opinion to what happened in Dearborn. My opinion. I'm not saying this. Don't sue me for defamation. It's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I think the Anthony Hudson Dearborn stunt was a stunt.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows Jake Lang.
Oh, yeah.
And they created this image of Anthony Hudson against Jake Lang. Jake Lang did all of his bullshit over there for Anthony Hudson to possibly pick up some of the Muslim votes.
Well, controversy, regardless, is going to bring his name up. And we talked about this the other day about how name recognition is so important.
He's good at that.
And so maybe it started leveling off. Well, what's the best way? Start a controversy.
So I do think it might have. All right. I don't think it's backfired on him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's worked as well for him as he thought. But I think it was let me tell you this. I give him this. It was kind of a creative little weird plan.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a grasping at straws, though. I think he was just trying to find something, trying to find traction. Yeah.
What support, Muslim support, did he get out of that? Probably minimal. More than likely, the Republican Muslims that I know of are probably supporting the upper tier type candidates.
Yeah, we call them the elite level candidates or whatever, and I don't think he is. I mean,
no, and does that make him a grifter? I think that's the term. Kevin, I was just joking to Chris and Landon. They're out here in the Jackson GOP office, moving things around, doing work. Thank you very much. And I was just joking around. I said, you know what, guys? 4 years, I cannot say I am. I'm running for governor.
Yeah.
Russ Jennings for governor. And if I can create enough donations for gas money, occasional hotels, food money, Lincoln Day dinner money, all that, you can run around and on tour if you can keep up that pace, because it's a hell of a pace.
Yeah.
But I could see where, that'd be a good time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be so bad. I mean, it wouldn't be great.
Now, but do they really? But maybe in his head, he really thinks he has a chance.
I think that he does. Honestly, when we spoke to him, he is very passionate about it, and I think he's got some great ideas. But he also he's a little out there.
So honestly, a lot of his rah-rah ideas on his videos, I don't usually disagree. Now, being involved in Michigan politics as long as I am and knowing how government works, you can't, as governor, just day one wave a wand and do all this stuff that you want to do. You got to have a state senate that not only is Republican but supports you in your bullshit, in a state house. And Deb Dirk talked about that.
Yeah.
You got shit unless you got the trifecta.
Yeah.
Nothing gets done.
Yeah.
You can say Kathy Schmaltz hasn't done anything. Listen, they only have one chamber. You're just spinning your wheels.
Yeah.
Same thing as governor. You got to have that support. And even, let's say, if he claims to be a Republican, by the way, he did announce on a video how he's paid dues to the Libertarian Party. And like, he's in Libertarian, and a lot of insiders, Republicans say, so why are you running as a Republican? You run as
because you can't win as a Libertarian.
He's backpedaled on that. A lot of us have Libertarian thoughts. I do. I draw a line sooner than a lot of people do.
Yeah.
They align. So I didn't make a big deal about it. Some people did. I don't know. I don't know if I hope I explained that right to everybody, to where my concern came in. He exposed to me he was going to wrap a motorhome weeks before he even announced that he's going to go to Dearborn.
Right.
And on that same day he told me that, he also told me that he was going to Dearborn.
Yeah.
And then a bus shows up with a wrap on it.
It's just, like I said, the coincidences, I don't believe coincidences are a thing anyway. I mean, why would this Jake Long guy, whatever his name was, Lang, why would he spend all that money just to put down a candidate that's not really even a viable candidate?
And why would you put that money down? Are you out to destroy Anthony Hudson?
Yeah.
What was the point there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that, like, I mean, is he a viable, like, I mean, did he think it was a viable candidate? Because, I mean,
why would he worry about him?
If you really were worrying about it, why wouldn't you drive up in a John James bus?
Well, I think because days leading into the event, Anthony was talking about, I do not know Jake Lang. I have nothing to do with him. He's piggybacking on my idea of marching in Dearborn. He started painting that picture, and then he pretended, I think he pretended to make friends with the Muslim community, and then Jake Lang comes with his rhetoric with the bacon on the Quran and all that stuff. I don't know. My dynamic mind doesn't work like that, but something's up.
Yeah, I know.
And then I also want to bring up the social media thing, because I brought that up in the beginning.
Yeah.
So we talked about it on the show with him or whatever. I do all my own social media.
Right.
And then the day after the Jackson Lincoln Day dinner on the 25th, I was taking all the pictures that I had and put them on Facebook. That's what you do. Promote our successful event. And in the comments section, he comments, so weeks prior to that, he wasn't invited to a debate in Oakland County. He made a big deal about it. And they're like, well, you're not a worthy candidate. Him and Carlo Wagner weren't invited.
Right.
And he particularly was mad about it. And so he lumps in, look at that, another Republican establishment event that I wasn't invited to, in the comment section of a Facebook post. And I'm commenting, dude, you were there. I think you're in the pictures. If you look through the 30 pictures here, you were there. Our treasurer was like, you were there. Chris was, dude, you were there. And it went days without him ever responding to those comments. Okay. And then the day he called me to pick up the jacket, I said, by the way, so that tells me it was only probably a week since he left the jacket and picked it up. Remember, I couldn't hit the time. So I'm like, hey, you posted, oh, bro, I'm sorry, man. I've hired these kids to run my social media. And I think that post, I'll fix it right now. You know what? It was fixed in a half hour. All right. And then we go fast forward to this Facebook group exposing Anthony Hudson. And yes, Anthony can be defensive, and he would be typical Anthony Hudson defensive.
Yeah.
But then one day he just went crazy about having sex with someone's mom and crazy stuff. And then somebody in that group reached out to him personally, and I think they tried to expose or say he's claiming that he didn't do that, that his account had been hacked. Can that even happen?
It can, but
why would they?
Yeah, exactly. Why? A and B, that typically that's the excuse that every celebrity ever that's ever posted anything controversial is that, oh, I got hacked. And I mean, why? So
let's go to the why. We don't know Anthony Hudson well.
No,
we've met him. Is he that smart enough to put together this type of a campaign, which is lackluster but has its high points? One, social media, in little tricks. Or is there something behind him, a group behind him, trying to put a bad mark on the Republican Party? Is it Democrat controlled or an organization? There is that accusation of that being out there, and it does at times make me wonder, what do they call that? Is it controlled opposition?
Yeah, controlled opposition.
Is that
the first term that hopped in my head when you were talking about it?
I don't know. It could just be him. He could be that diabolical. And then, by the way, he ain't from Michigan. He's originally from Texas.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he appears here.
See, the thing is I don't think what he's doing is even that diabolical. It's literally just...
It's not moving the needle.
No, he's just reacting off of emotion.
Well,
I mean, I'm going through that exposing Anthony Hudson page and some of the stuff they posted, and I'm just like, you know that, like, they brought up a good point. He talks about being armed and whatnot. He can't legally own a gun.
No, that's been a big thing, and it's funny, Kevin, because in the video that he had, and you might find it, you have to go through a bunch of his damn videos.
Yeah.
He never goes on videos armed. So he comes out on a video armed, like in front of his garage or wherever the hell it is. There's a flag flying in the back.
Right.
And he's got a sidearm, and he's talking about how he's being death threats and harassed and all this, and come at me. I'm a tough guy. And I'm looking, I'm like, that's not his sidearm. You wouldn't carry like that. The holster was all flopped over, kind of Barney Fife like. It just seemed weird to me. Yeah. And then people in that group are like, dude, you do have a felony or a misdemeanor. Well, I don't know what he's got.
They're claiming that it's he's carrying a non-lethal CO2.
I seen that just recently.
And according to the blah 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 misdemeanor crime of domestic violence, you may not possess firearms or ammunition.
Even that, right? Is that what they're trying to insinuate?
Well, no, you can carry this non-lethal CO2 gun. But that's what they're saying. He's like, oh, you're tall, because they're posting messages about him straight up doxing people, saying, hey, this is where you live. I'm going to drive by your house at 3 a.m.
That's what he was doing. Yeah. He says, he said in one post, I know where you all live, and I am getting with my attorneys, and he's suing. It was a whole pile of people for defamation.
That's and you know what? They brought up a good point. And something else I saw. He's considered a public figure. The slander and all that stuff, public figure, it's a whole different law.
Right. Defamation changes when you're a public figure. Or if I were to start doing my neighbor or something.
Yeah. Well, the thing is defamation, slander, libel, all that stuff is so hard to prove. Like lawyers a lot of times won't pick that up.
Also, there was Anthony's put out plenty of videos to where, they're struggling for money in the campaign. Please contribute to his campaign, all that. You know how much money you would have to have to go after that many people for defamation, and find an attorney to do it. And then if it's reversed or a judge throws it out, you're responsible for those other people's attorney fees potentially. It was just tough guy talk. I guess. I don't know. Are we borderline risking defamation lawsuit today, you and I talking about this?
No,
Not
no.
And truthfully, I don't know what to think here.
Yeah.
All I'm telling you is what I experienced weeks before the Dearborn situation with the wrap on a motorhome he owns, and now a wrap on a bus shows up.
Yeah, that's stuff and I mean that's.
And listen, guys, I can't just sit at home and make this up. This happened. Okay, this happened, and it's the same day he told me in his tough guy way, one-on-one. It was just him and I up here. How he's going to march on at Dearborn with his biker buddies.
Uh-huh.
And so I don't know something. So here it is.
It's all like I said. It's all. I don't know. If it is controlled opposition, it's poorly done.
True.
I mean, I feel like they'd be better at it.
Maybe it's him and a small team of spoiler type people.
Yeah. What I'm seeing on that page is mostly they're like, well, because they posted the video of him saying it wasn't his account, it was compromised by a volunteer of the group. Blah blah blah.
He did. He told me I got somebody else running my Facebook. I don't know.
But then right behind that, they're like, "Yeah, but you posted pictures of you on there, so there's been positive posts with these wackadoo crazy posts."
And you need to take care of those people if they are.
Yeah, you need to fire these people.
Right. You need all right. You want to be the governor of our state, but you can't control
some kids
running your social media. Yeah. Well, I don't think you're the guy to run our state then. Or it was you. Or it was him.
I think it was
doing it, and maybe maybe he's an alcoholic. I don't know. Maybe he's got mental issues to where one day he's more stable than the next. I don't know.
I think it comes down to it's a world we live in, where there's no accountability on social media, where you can say things like, "Oh, I was hacked." I mean, think about how many times you've read things or I've read things where you about to type something and you just leave it alone.
I do it all the time.
Some people don't have that capability.
I do it every morning.
Yeah, I just got into an argument with a good one on my Facebook about serious TDS.
I'm more oddly, if that's the word, emotional in the morning, and when I jump on drinking my coffee on social media, I tend to want to argue if anything does get through, it's usually then when I do it because I'm not thinking as clearly. But 95 or more % of everything that I do, I type out and I delete. Most don't go through. I want to pick a fight with a lot of people on there, but I ain't got time for it. It doesn't really matter when you boil it down.
Well, yeah, I do the same thing. I sit and I'm like, I don't have 2 hours to spend fighting with this person.
Yeah. and then it goes to, we'll use Lance Lashaway, for example. He's an arguer. He will argue with you. And I have engaged with Lance. Now, Lance and I are still friends. It does not matter.
Yeah.
Nothing about anything we spar with one another, which has been often frequent issues lately.
Yeah.
It makes us not dislike each other.
So you're saying that people can
I don't have
disagree politically and still be friends?
They can.
That's a thing?
They can.
Oh.
It's difficult. It takes practice.
I know, right? Or just common sense.
John and I are at odds on something right now, and it's been tough, but we're still pups.
Yeah, no. At the end of the day, it's like whatever.
And Jimmy Minnick,
Jimmy's
gone off the rails on social media lately, talking in his riddles like he does, and threatening lawsuit in some ways, but I'm familiar with Jimmy and his mind frame. I still consider Jimmy a friend of mine.
Yeah. I mean, I
don't hang with Jimmy. Never really have. I mean, I have a couple of times. He's still. I'm not mad at Jimmy.
Yeah, an acquaintance. I mean, it used to be a time where your neighbor would vote differently than you, and you razz them during election time, and guess what? The rest of the time, everything was fine. But now, for some reason, people can't handle that.
I find that newbies in politics take it personal.
Yeah, or casual politics. Yeah, people are.
I know some pretty serious ones that have gotten involved in the last couple of years, and they take things very personal. And I think I probably did more back in the day than I do now. Mm-hmm. I think I was always a little bit better. I just haven't. Listen, I've been in a lot of uncomfortable situations, whether it's through the GOP or at a township meeting where I said some things, and the next meeting you're a little like, oh my God, I remember what I said last week. Whether it's even true. You know what? You walk in the room, you say hello, and you move on.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, at the end of the day, we all have to get along.
I'm not a mean guy. I'm not threatening to recall people and on and on.
And even if you were, it's that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, people take things way too personally. Like a great example is Constant. You see things about like on one of the dating apps I was on. It's like if you're a Trump supporter, then don't even. I'm like,
yeah, I've seen it.
What does that have to do with anything?
There's a business.
By the way, real quick, we just got raided by Slay Every Game. Thank you, Raiders. Make sure you like the channel or like the stream. Follow the channel. And welcome all the Raiders. And we'll bump up some viewership.
Good. By the way, Kevin, you're supposed to sell some ads, man. You're trying to sell ads for all your platforms?
$100 and stuff. It's cheap.
How many platforms is there? There's 3 or 4?
3 platforms for sure. And I mean there's 3 different shows. And the package I have set up is you're looking at like 15 to 20 ads a week.
So your business, your political organization, your candidacy,
I don't care. Whatever it is. Yeah, whatever you're passionate about.
And then can you maybe do audio, pay you for that service, and then take that audio to something else?
That's something I thought about, actually. I'm glad you brought that up because I was speaking with one of our county commissioners who is interested in advertising with a company. And he's like, well, do I own that? Do I get to take that with me? And at first I was like, yeah. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I'll allow it. You pay 6 months.
Oh, okay.
And you can have that file,
or even 3. But
give me because that
throw me a bone somewhere here.
That covers my production costs.
But
beyond that, hey, it's free. Ad creation absolutely free.
In people in business should understand this. We're sitting in a studio here that you pay to use, and with thousands of dollars worth of equipment. And then it's paid for, all right. Yeah. But your time is valuable. You monetize on Rumble and things like that.
I don't make much money.
You're not streaming. For a customer, and whatever things cost money.
Yeah, the thing is the way and I talked to you about it is outside of ads is this. If it makes more sense to people sponsorship. Any of the shows on the network.
Yeah.
If you want one show, all the shows, it doesn't matter.
Right. So this one's weekly, and then your other show is twice a day, 5-6 days a week.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm cutting that one down to only one day, but it's 5 days a week.
John's is at least twice a month.
Yeah. So I mean, I think at the peak, if John is every 2 weeks, I think it's about 20 to 22 ads a week.
So also too. We talked about that in the beginning of the show, didn't we? I think when 2026 gets here and the campaigns start ramping up and with the Mike Rogers for U.S. Senate being here, I think there's going to be a lot more use out of this studio.
I hope so. I mean, that's what it's here for. And
maybe political use is part of the deal we have with you. But it might be up to them, but they might be cool with you throwing an ad on that because you're using your time to promote their show or whatever. Right.
Yeah. Right. I'm going out of my way to do whatever they need. And
that's an easy bone for them to say, yeah, Kevin, I don't care. Throw an ad on there.
And this, you've been a business owner. Advertising is not cheap.
Oh, it's horrible.
I mean, I was looking online and I didn't call the radio station, but it looks like it's like up to, $250, $500 a week.
Wow.
For radio ads.
Yeah.
And $100 a month, free production of the ad, everything like that, and pushed. What do you got to lose? $100? A drop in the bucket.
Right. But you would let's go back to, here's 100. Let's see what a month does. Nah. Give me 3 months, 6 months. You own the the audio, the video, or something.
Yeah.
You can't just throw me $100 and own the audio and the video.
Yeah, that's exactly when me and Corey had spoken about it. I said yeah, but then I was like, wait a minute, that kind of puts me in a pickle.
Corey would understand. Corey's a tough negotiator.
Yeah,
but he'd understand.
Yeah, and I I personally know Corey. He's a good guy. I think he would understand it. But it made me think about future potential clients. I mean, yeah, if you're going to pay the 6 months in advance, then yeah, that covers all of the production costs.
Can you change it up?
Yeah.
I don't like my ad. Can we change it up?
I don't see why not.
I
mean,
no, it's a good idea. And this is a great studio. Nobody, man, I've showed this studio to hundreds of people. Every single candidate for governor, I think, a couple probably not. All those SOS candidates, AG candidates, many of them been in the studio here. Anywhere I go in events, they are talking about the Jackson GOP headquarters in the studio. Usually comes up in conversation.
Well, I think that there are people out there know the value of it. They're just not utilizing the value of it.
I think the timing's off when it comes to politics. I think it's coming.
Yeah, I mean,
because the only reason that you and I are especially me, are even talking about elections right now for 2026 is because that's what I do. My voting Republican neighbors could care less about any of this right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Of this.
Well, and we're looking at a midterm. Your average person isn't as much into it as they would for a presidential election.
Oh, we all know that. That's where the heightened importance of chasing low propensity voters comes in. We had to do that in a presidential election for President Trump.
Yeah.
So we have to do that times 2 or 3 in a midterm. In like Congressman Wahlberg told me, he says, Russ, you guys have to put Trump at the top of the ticket.
Yeah.
Even though he's not on the ticket, you have to put Trump at the top of the ticket. And then I'm going to go to Susan Kokinda, and she belongs to an organization called Perithian Action, I think it is.
Okay.
And she does short podcasts. And not only that, you put Trump and his economic policies at the top of your campaign. So Justin Griffiths running for State House for District 47, put his economic agenda at the top of your campaign.
Well, and it's been said on the show multiple times. If there isn't the down ticket support for Trump, then the next 2 years of Trump is useless.
Wasted time.
It will be the Democrats impeachment after impeachment and nothing will ever get done. But Trump will take the fall for it. Everybody will blame him.
It'll be bad for the country.
Yeah.
Even if you do not like Trump, that will get in the way of any prosperity for this country. It really will.
No, I agree.
Now Nancy Pelosi's stepping down, but there's other crazy ones.
Yeah, but
let me tell you, man, this Minnesota thing and the Somalis.
Oh, jeez,
Kevin.
Oh, Tampon Tim over there.
That kid. Have you seen those clips of that young guy, that YouTuber?
Yes.
So I'm familiar with him. I've seen his stuff before.
Yeah.
Wow, some of the stuff that he exposed over the weekend that they cut loose with, and then. You go into buildings like the size of the Commonwealth here, one whole floor is full of daycares or medical assistants, and there's no one there. Daycares licensed for 80 kids, not a kid anywhere.
Yeah.
And $2.6 million they received. Yeah. And you know what gets me, Kevin, about that? It starts with Omar, their congressperson.
Yeah.
And I know how politics works in Michigan here. The congressman sets the pace. The governor's like, yeah, okay, we're all bubs here.
Right.
Omar, Walz, either they're super complacent and need to be punished, or they're in on it. But they're lining their personal pockets or their political pockets. There's no way they're not.
Well, I mean, it's crazy to think that, this is a whole nother realm of it. Former presidents, all millionaires. Former governors, millionaires. How? Why?
Well,
no one ever asked that question.
Oh God, it's real bad, and it's Republicans too.
Yeah, it's both sides. It really is.
It seems worse on the Democratic side, from Pelosi to Adam Schiff to all these people.
Oh yeah,
Omar, and then AOC. And you look at their net worth now. Unreal.
Obama is a fantastic example.
You know, the only one that lost money being president was President Trump in his first term.
Yeah, because he donated his.
Well, that, and he spent a lot of money on legal defense, but I think he's regaining that back.
He's doing all right.
Sued NBC, sued British Broadcast System.
He's not facing homelessness.
He doesn't take the money. He gives that money away. He sues them and gives it away for whatever it is.
Yeah.
I can't stop but think, if that has happened with the Somali community in Minneapolis, it's happening in Detroit with that community, or it's not just Minneapolis.
Well, I mean, we got to look back. We're not far off from Kwame and the corruption involved there.
Whitmer's got a political associate and donor who got $20 million through the MEDC that she never did nothing with.
Huh.
No one wants to talk about that. It hit the news here a couple months ago. It's just starting to pop back up. $20 million to one of her biggest donors.
Oh yeah,
through the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, that myself and John Wilson especially hate.
Yeah,
it's been a disaster for the state. Take the money and run, and then one of her homegirls, $20 million. Nothing happened.
Yeah, I was looking for grants and whatnot for my business, and some information about the MEDC came up, and every time you look it up, other people are like, no, criminal organizations, stay as far away as possible.
Well, you could probably access some money, though.
I've tried. They don't want nothing to do with it.
I think you got to be a big name, huh?
Yeah, well, that, and I had a 10,000 follower Twitter gone away because I called Gretchen Whitmer a cunt.
She gets mad at that.
Yeah,
people get mad at that.
Yeah, they made it go away. I tried to get Elon to reinstate it. He won't.
Our hour and a half is coming up.
Yeah, we're at hour and 20.
I want to wrap up Anthony Hudson like this.
Yes.
I don't really care what Anthony Hudson does.
No.
I do not care.
I don't think he's a viable candidate.
And honestly, like I said, I've hung out with worse people.
Uh-huh.
If he's a grifter, he's a grifter. If he isn't, he isn't. He has no possibility of ever being our governor.
Yeah.
I doubt he's even going to make it to the ballot, get the signatures. And if he did, he ain't going to make it. He doesn't have the money, the backing. He's been so controversial that once you win the primary and you're the candidate, big money starts flowing your way. Yeah. That big money will never flow his way.
Well, not to mention anything like this, any of his opponents will use this and they will put it under a magnifying glass 10 billion times.
Kevin, I brought it up the other day, but it got on that other podcast I was on, but it got muffled with someone's laughter. So a conversation I think on Facebook come up about if Carla Wagner or Anthony Hudson were to become the nominee, would you support him? Yes, I would. If Anthony Hudson becomes the nominee, I will put in more yard signs than anybody in the state. If Carla Wagner does, same thing. Any of them. But I'm going to throw a caveat out there. One of those two people I just mentioned, she mentioned on a video that I have on my phone that she would never support any of those Republican candidates.
I actually have that
I will do for her what she wouldn't do for them.
Yeah. Well,
and that's
telling me that she's not. I've always wondered if her saying that she was running for governor wasn't just a publicity stunt for Axe My Tax.
It is, and she said it.
I mean, I
think it goes both ways.
Yeah.
I think Axe My Tax is helping her get signatures for her governor race, and then vice versa. I think that was the intent.
But even if she became governor, if she doesn't have this, then she's not going to have, even if it is a Republican house.
She'd probably be a better governor than Anthony Hudson.
Yeah. I don't think she'd have the support, though.
She probably wouldn't, but she can be unhinged, but she's not unpredictable like Anthony Hudson. All right. We don't know Anthony that well, you and I.
Yeah.
But we're all picking up the sense that he can't be governor.
Yeah, he's
got an unstable portion to him.
He is very
passionate.
Well, he's a very social media influencer type
He
where
is.
you're gonna go and you're gonna defend yourself on these shitty comments as opposed to just moving on with your life.
So most of the Axe My Tax supporters would be probably all about Anthony Hudson if Carla Wagner hadn't announced for governor. Most of them are all like, for Carla. That's great. That's awesome. Same thing with mostly, not all, mostly it's new people in politics. Yeah, let's eliminate property tax, not caring at all what that would look like by just pulling the plug.
Yep.
The same thing with the Anthony Hudson effect. When you watch his videos as somebody energized, you're like, yeah, hell with the government. We got to change it. I can't disagree. Okay. But you can't do it the way he's suggesting to do it. And I want to wrap this up with these two people all together. Carla Wagner would be way better governor than Anthony Hudson. And that's a lot for me to say.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not a huge
and I think she is more sincere. I don't think he's sincere. Something's up. Something's up.
Well, and you had mentioned it, and we've kind of went over it, is that fact that, like, if he is controlled opposition, if he is a plant in any way, they didn't send their best.
They didn't.
They've had better plants.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's something. But anyways, I wish Anthony luck. I wish Carla luck. Yeah, I'll tell you this, another thing. When Anthony Hudson doesn't get his signatures or doesn't win the primary, he will probably disappear and we won't see him anymore.
Oh yeah,
Carla Wagner will still be around.
Yeah, I'm betting we see another Axe My Tax push.
I think so too. I hope they give it up for 2026. Let's focus on elections.
Yeah,
and then let's refine. There's Deb Dirks already worked on this. Ryan Kelly, myself. To write a different plan that would work, because we're all for the elimination of property taxes, but you can't just pull the plug. There's a way.
Yeah.
And I've said it on the show before. I do not feel sorry for the schools.
No, well, it's
in that crap.
I think that, I don't know, because there's that new initiative, and I can't remember who it was. It Steve Carr.
They're getting $12,000 per pupil, and then they all want to turn around and want a millage that goes to enhancing the district that doesn't go to education. Now, we live in an area to where they've been really careful with the Michigan Center School.
They've done really well.
They do not build Taj Mahals and all this. They've done things that were necessary for aging buildings.
Yes.
But we do know of communities where they've gone out of their mind.
Yeah. Much smaller communities than even.
Man, oh man.
I mean, it's crazy.
Anyway, so let's hope for the elimination of property tax.
Yeah, well, like we were saying right before the show.
Or let's start with serious reform.
Yeah. Like
Tom Leonard says, you cannot request a millage unless it's in the
it's got to be in November.
Even year November.
Yeah.
So the midterms and presidential elections, no more May, August, an off year November. By the way, Mike Cox, who I like a lot. He's probably my second candidate. He's preaching what Tom's been preaching for a while, but he says it wrong or he's not understanding it, and I don't get how he wouldn't understand it. He's a smart guy. To never allow a millage request unless it's in November, period. It does no good if it's in November of the odd year.
Yeah.
No good. You might as well throw it on a May ballot. So I don't know why Mike Cox's messaging is off on that.
I think it's a soften the blow thing.
Maybe
initially that's
and I could call Mike and talk to him about it. Him.
Well, and it's
that's like Ross, we're already on that.
Hey, but
who are you?
Like you said, serious reform. That's at least a step in the right direction.
Serious reform, and then we look at how we can eliminate property tax. We are not Florida.
Yeah,
we do not have the additional revenue stream to fund the things that we have. And yes, I agree with the Axe My Tax people. Some of this shit needs to be cut down to bare bones.
All right.
So the loss of the $17 billion that our guest had on with the Wish Why am I forgetting his name?
Steve Wilkes.
Yeah.
Steve Wilkes.
Wilk. Needs to be less. But can we cover 13 billion of that 17? We can't just pull the plug.
Yeah, well, I mean, we said it before the show. A goal without a plan is a wish.
Yes.
And it's true. There's no plan for it. And we beat the dead horse with it. The little things we don't think about: street lights, drains.
Now, by the way, drains was I found out just in the last couple months. Drains are one of the funded necessities that they included in Axe My Tax, kind of like with public safety. I haven't read it. I just was.
I just glanced through it, and it's just but it literally is just but they don't have a plan of how they're going to fund it. That's the thing. Okay, yeah. Oh no, we'll put drains in there, but how are we going to fund it? That's literally what I get anytime I've asked.
Let's talk about some good news.
Yeah, good news.
The Ranked Choice Voting Citizens Initiative is dead.
Good.
Dead. Thank you for all the volunteers throughout the state, and especially here in Jackson. Back in the summer when we were at events after events, our dedicated volunteers, and it's always the same one, they were circulating citizens-only vote petitions and passing out palm cards of decline to sign ranked choice voting. And yes, we did not have the ranked choice voting petitions circulating in Jackson that we're aware of, but statewide we did this, and it is dead. They did not get the signatures. Good. And they've got it on a shelf. They said they're coming back in 2028. Believe it when you see it. I kind of hope the Axe My Tax people do the same thing.
I mean,
I hope they come back with a revised plan that isn't a wish. Right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as long as there's a plan. That's my only issue with Axe My Tax.
Yep. Ranked choice voting, dead. I had a feeling it would be. It was a horrible idea. When all the county clerks in the state, including the Democrats, were like, no, we're not down with that, I knew they were dead. So that is announced that is dead. I'll go through the announcements, and then we'll shut this down.
Yeah. I got the website up, so whenever.
So let me look where I'm at. Oh, yeah, by the way, I won't even bring it up. No more. I'm done. I'm done talking about Anthony Hudson. I wish you luck, Anthony. And one of these days, I wouldn't mind having a beer or two on a bar stool with you, because what a fascinating guy.
Yeah, I feel like he's got some good stories.
He's got some good stories. Jackson GOP hosting a candidate forum. We're calling it Super Saturday. It's right there. It is. By the way, see, we got a new flyer for that.
I like it.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Someone else made the first one, and I'm like, that's not our graphic guy. And I had Chris make that.
That looks good.
It looks a lot better. So what that is all the Republican candidates for AG and SOS will be at the Jackson GOP headquarters January 17th at 10 a.m. And we're going to have a forum. So if you go to jacksongop.org, if you're a precinct delegate anywhere in the state, you can come to this darn thing for $5. Anybody else, public is welcome. It's only 10. And while you register, you can submit your questions. And then what we're going to do is incorporate these questions to all the candidates type of a scenario. It's not a debate. It's a forum. And then we will have bagels, coffee, orange juice, beverages, whatever.
Yes,
because the doors open at 10. The event starts at 11. It'll probably get done around 1 o'clock. Cheap event to come to. The only reason we're charging is we got to pay for the bagels and stuff. Okay, guys? It's kind of a fundraiser, but we're just trying to cover our costs. And then additionally, did you see on that flyer? Guess who's moderating it, Kevin?
Oh, yeah. Our good buddy,
Senator Lindsay has agreed to come to be the moderator of the forum.
I can't think of someone that would be better, honestly.
You know what's going to sell the most is the fact that Lindsay's going to be here.
You know what's funny is, I've met Jonathan.
What a great moderator.
Times, but like when I see he's at an event, I do have a tendency to be like, maybe I will show up to that, because I
almost drove to Three Rivers one time for a coffee hour with him.
Yeah, he's when you're around him, he's a good person to be around.
He is.
You feel it, like he's.
And you know what?
He's a great guy.
Not that I anticipate problems amongst the candidates, but he ain't gonna let no bullshit happen. He's a great moderator.
Yeah, I think I can't. Honestly, when I saw it, I originally thought, I'm like, who? I can't think of a better moderator. Honestly,
me neither. I went to one in Berrien County a couple years ago, and they had him and Steve Cara as the moderator. Whoa.
That's
a team there. By the way, Berrien County is doing the same thing on January 21st.
Okay.
But that's way over in Berrien.
Yeah.
So if you're in Ingham, Washtenaw, Lenawee, Hillsdale, Calhoun, surrounding areas, Jackson, come to this one. You guys go over to that one.
Yeah.
I don't know who their moderator is. Maybe it's Steve Carr.
Maybe.
Could be Jonathan.
Maybe.
We were excited that Jonathan jumped on. That's when the flyer got changed.
Yeah.
But they'll all be here, and we have interviewed all those candidates. No. I'm going to talk a little shit. We have interviewed on the Stick to the Plan podcast 2 of the 3 SOS candidates.
Yep.
One of them plays tag with me.
Oh.
I kind of like the guy. I think he'd be a worthy Secretary of State. But Anthony Ferlini does not want to be on the Stick to the Plan podcast.
He's got a resume. He's got the resume for it.
I guess so.
But we've talked to Monica and we've talked to Amanda a couple times.
By the way, Amanda, I said it in the show. She has a wallflower type personality, very nice person.
Yeah.
But when you talk to her about serious issues, she's serious.
Yeah.
You can't underestimate Amanda Love.
No. She has 5 kids. You can tell that she's like that cool mom, but also you behave.
Now, Monica, she's serious all the way through. She's cool.
Yeah.
But Amanda has that weird, like, you like her a lot, but she'd be a badass SOS.
Yeah.
And I'm undecided in that.
Yeah, that's one race that I'm unsure. I'm kind of decided in the AG race, but that's a real big
I have
toss-up.
Decided, but I love them both.
It's a big toss-up. That's a very strong.
They're both very qualified. They're
very
both
strong.
They're both different.
Yeah.
But very qualified.
Uh-huh.
And but anyways, both of those AG candidates have been on the show.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
What in it?
We've had Kevin on a couple times. I think we've only had Doug on once.
We could probably get him back on.
Oh yeah, I talked to him at the
friendly guy
in Monroe. Yeah.
What a nice guy.
Yeah, he went out of his I went over to talk to him and he was talking with somebody else. I was minding my own business and he cut them off and just started talking to me. He's
right when you think no one watches this show, you do get a little famous of being like a Michigan podcaster.
Yeah, I couldn't. When we were in Monroe, I couldn't even get around.
Anyways, all of them will be here, including Anthony Ferlini, who will not do the Stick to the Plan podcast. He will be at the forum, and that is January 17th at 10 a.m. jacksongop.org to get your registration. Tickets are $5 and $10.
Yep, and I dropped that in the chat. It's always in the description.
And then, this just announced. Citizens only vote.
Uh-huh.
The 180 days is coming up.
Yep.
And they're doing one final push for signatures. They're doing a statewide get out and sign push January 10th, 10 to 1. And one of those locations is right here at the Jackson GOP headquarters. It was just announced over the weekend. I just started putting the word out for the volunteers. I need everybody in Jackson and surrounding areas to come to the Commonwealth Commerce Center building, 209 East Washington, Suite 320 of the Jackson GOP, and sign that petition.
Yep. Now, real quick, just because, we obviously know, but it's a really easy one, easy sell, in my opinion. But the citizens only vote is literally just that. You
have to be a citizen to vote.
You have to have an ID, pretty much. And no, that wasn't always a thing.
That wasn't. And people think, I thought you had to be.
No. That's why there was issues with that exchange student or whatever, the Chinese student from Michigan.
That's right.
Yeah.
And,
so
we talked about that kind of in depth with our last guest, Amanda.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
By the way, I pulled a lot of clips from that. That was a great show.
Yeah, she's very clippable.
She was easy to interview. We did great. That was a good show. Go to last week's Stick to Plan podcast and check the whole episode out. If you go to our Facebook page, you can see all the clips. I think I cut out like 10.
Yeah, at least 10.
Some of them are for personal GOP use.
Yeah, but that's what they're there for.
But so anyway, citizens only vote. We don't want, if you're a non-citizen, we don't want you voting in our elections. There's a citizen initiative. I think they have the signatures. They just want to pack.
Well, yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot of, you know how it is. A lot of signatures are going to get declined or
So
whatever.
statewide push is January 10th,
Okay.
10 to 1. Come to Jackson GOP headquarters. That'll be on the website next couple of days. I just found out. I haven't told Chris yet.
Yeah, the Citizens Ballot Initiative is on the website, so you can kind of review that. There's some information, but that event will be posted, I'm sure.
And so there won't be an Under Oak Speaker Series in January because of the candidate forum, but we'll come back in February probably with one, and I have no idea who it'll be or what we're going to do. It's too far in the future. And just we'll throw out there, February 26th is county convention to determine who goes to the state convention, which is in March 28th.
Okay, and is that when the AG Secretary of State is chosen?
Oh, Kevin's. I should have known. I got looking into who all we're voting for at the state convention.
Right.
AG, SOS.
Right.
Wayne State Board of Canvassers or University.
Yeah.
University, U of M Board of Regents.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. They just call them something different.
Yeah.
Supreme Court justices.
Oh.
So I went to the AI machine.
Uh-huh.
Why wouldn't Russ know this? And who are the candidates?
Yeah.
There are no announced candidates for that yet.
That's strange.
The AI machine says that it's typical that those aren't announced until like 6 weeks or so prior to the convention. So I called 5th District Chair and Monroe County Chair Todd Gilman this morning about it. And he goes, yeah, that's been a discussion. And that is typical that those candidates aren't announced yet. And it's something to do with like a filing issue.
Oh.
So we don't know who by the way, yes, AG, SOS is very important. But you know what's way more important than all that? Supreme Court, because we're getting our asses kicked with the Michigan Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Precinct delegates will be voting at the state convention. SOS, AG, U of M, Wayne State, and Supreme Court, 2 of them.
And Lieutenant Governor?
No, we don't do that yet.
Oh, okay.
I think we come back in August and do
that. But the delegates choose the Lieutenant Governor.
And, that's kind of weird. The nominee for governor usually says, I want this person, and that's
I'm sure they endorse,
But it's up to the delegates who that person is.
It's not like the presidential election where they choose.
Right. The delegates do choose it, but it's normally the ones that the candidate for governor want. But anyways, I am done, Kevin.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't think I have
nice hanging out with you for a couple of days.
Yeah, it's been we had a good weekend.
That was a delicious Subway that we had in
Ionia. That was a good choice.
You know what?
Couldn't find a Wendy's, but
Ionia, Michigan has the very best Subway, maybe in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, that was a really good Subway, actually. They're friendly.
They were friendly.
The bathrooms are clean.
The bathrooms were clean.
Bathrooms are very clean.
And it's like 7 miles off the interstate.
Yeah.
And you end up in Ionia, Michigan.
Well, we passed the first Subway that was right off the interstate.
By the way, if you're looking for the Wendy's,
we never found it.
Don't do it. I don't even know if it exists. Just hit the first Subway that you see right there.
Yeah, you might as well. There's a McDonald's and a Taco Bell, but we never found the Wendy's.
Never did find the Wendy's.
Yeah,
but way down, 7 miles down the road.
Yeah, it's a long ways. Yeah, so I don't have anything else, but thank you again, Slay Every Game, for the raid. We do appreciate that. Make sure you hit that follow and that like and all that.
Get a hold of me or Kevin, man. If you want to buy a political ad, business ad, we'll throw it on here. We're just trying to, buy some Shamrock lunch when we're done.
And potentially unlimited reach. Think about it, guys. It's the internet.
It is the internet.
It's the internet.
We are part of it. Rumble, YouTube,
and
Facebook on
millions of people.
Millions and millions.
Potentially. Other than that, guys, check out jxngop.org for all the information we went over today. Awesome. And other than that, we'll see you next week. No guests, I'm assuming, set up, but
not yet. Yeah, we'll be here.
I don't plan on going anywhere. So, once again, guys, we'll see you next time. Go and check out the Facebook. Just look it up. Look up Stick to the Plan. I think it's down in the description too.
Stick to the Plan podcast.
Yeah, so
pops right up.
All right, and we're out of here. See you guys.
Bye.
You've been listening to a Grandma's Boy Media Production. Michigan's elite political podcast is about to begin, live from the birthplace of the Republican Party.